Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact had every reason to win. Legendary anime, gorgeous style, a rare franchise comeback, and yet it's still flipped on arrival. But here's the thing, it's not just Nen Impact. Why do anime games keep failing over and over again? Let's break it down. Before we get to the video guys, if you please don't mind like, comment, subscribe, you know it really helps out the channel. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. Let's be honest, the second we saw Killua throwing hands in that flashy trailer, we were locked in. The visuals slapped, the characters looked clean, and the fans were like, yo, this could actually be the one, you know. But here's the problem, anime games get carried by the hype, not substance. And by the time they drop, we realize it's all style and no gameplay.
I've always wanted a chance to go toe-to-toe with you!
Come on. Let's do this.
Get ready. It's on.
Hype is a weapon, and the devs know how to use it. Where your trailer is better than your product, fans will flip inevitably, and you're gonna have to deal with the ramifications of that. This is synonymous with the anime gaming community. A good example of this is Bleach.
Well. Actually, I didn't want to use this move. I have no choice. I warn you, this move is pretty new. I'm not able to hold back.
Bleach rode the hype train solely on its IP, which tricked the fellow Bleach fandom into believing they were getting a masterpiece. Lo and behold, the game launched without even a ranked mode. And then yet again, we were back at square one, wishing we got the perfect anime game that we could indulge in for years, the one we had been waiting for years prior, the one that we were promised. And yet again, devs are just using the IP to ride the hype train to get quick sales and then quickly abandoning their games, leaving us with the dust. A lot of anime games don't get built like real games, they get built like interactive posters. Devs assume you'll forgive shallow mechanics because the IP is fire, and in some cases this actually works. Nen Impact looked like Hunter x Hunter, but didn't play like it. The movement was stiff, the UI was cluttered, and the fights were like a tech demo with an anime filter. And I'll be honest with you, it's sad to say, but I've seen some mobile games that completely outshine Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact. So what were the devs actually thinking releasing this shoddy piece of work? It's like they said, here's Golden Killua, that's enough, who cares how it plays, we have our favourite characters on screen. It's the same trap we fell for with Jump Force and Shinobi Strikers, but in retrospect, like I mentioned prior, Jump Force was a game where I didn't care about the mechanics that much because I just wanted to see my favourite characters fighting up against each other, and then we can make the rest of the history behind the scenes. Let's talk about early access, because these anime games have a habit of selling you early access for higher the price, for the game to still be incomplete. Like you could have used the time you were giving us for early access to polish your game. This wasn't early access, it was early stress. Even for games as successful as Naruto's Storm Connections, certain things were not added on release. There was not a player match on release, there was not the ability to back out of lobbies on release. Every single time we receive an anime game, it is shipped broken, and it takes 6 months or more to make the basic changes that are required for the game to be successful launch. To be honest with you, having gone through this for so many years, I have little faith in anime games, and it just seems to me that they're a cash grab, which is why now I always take my time when approaching these games, and to be honest, it's quite sad, but I have to let others take the fall of their money before I decide if it's worth me taking the fall with mine. This is the part that hurts the most, because as fans, we wouldn't believe anime games are made with passion. The same passion we, the fans, have for the IP. But to be honest, a lot of the times, it's just a cash grab. And Nen Impact is showing me that now more than ever. Overpriced skins, locked characters, DLC teasers on day one. Each of a half-baked game, charge £50, teaser DLC before the core game is even out, or even works properly. And then expect us to love it. That's not love. That's daylight robbery. And because we keep on buying those same games and going through the motions each and every time, we get playful fools. And I'm not gonna lie, at this point we deserve it, because we're not asking for more when we know we deserve more. And I'm not afraid to say it. The game that benefited the most from our blind loyalty as part of the anime community was Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Take this!
I paid £110 for that game just for 3-day early access, and we couldn't even get online for the first 24 hours because yet again the game was not fully finished before it was shipped out. Now it just wouldn't be fair if I kept on dunking on all these anime games, because there are some anime games that have done phenomenal. Believe it or not, some devs do get it right, and we should really give them their flowers.
Back to season 1. Enjoy, everybody. Enjoy this moment. Chat, get hype. Let's go. Yeah! This is no game. Prepare yourself. Evolution 2022 back at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. The crowd is here. We are all enjoying some good as Dragon Ball Fighter. Shanks giving us what we want. I see you on the...
Like for example, Arc System Works' take on the Dragon Ball franchise. In retrospect, although we had a lot of complaints at the time, Dragon Ball Fighter Z was actually one of the perfect Dragon Ball games. It played like Dragon Ball, it felt like Dragon Ball, the moves were big like Dragon Ball, and all the personalities lined up exactly how you would believe they would from the Dragon Ball series, and it was phenomenal. Down from the tournament scene, down to just your local 1v1, and all down to your online experience, Dragon Ball Fighter Z delivered all the way. That was a game you could tell was made with passion. I'll even be generous and add another game to the list. Naruto Storm 4. That game launched and it was a treat. It was absolute beauty. And you already know how the ultimate jutsus go in Storm already. They don't have much to do. The spectacle was already live in front of us for us to watch. But they did it right regardless. Look, the thing is, anime games don't have to be bad. And they can start by building the anime games for longevity rather than a payday loan. And I've said this before, and many people might not agree with me, and I totally understand where you're coming from, considering the way gaming has gone this last decade. But I honestly believe anime games that are essentially made for this quick payday loan, they can subvert that and really think about including a battle pass. It would uncover some ugly truths as well, whether they actually have passions for the games they're creating or they actually were initially looking for the payday loan. Because a battle pass would now mean you would need to constantly look after your game, you would need to constantly pay attention to your game, you would need to constantly maintain and treat your games well in order for your player base to stay engaged. So what do we do as the consumer? Boycott all anime games? Personally, I don't think that's the right move, because unfortunately, although there are exceptions don't make the rule, but they do prove anime games don't have to suck, so someone's going wrong somewhere. And in many cases, as the consumer, we are to blame. Buying deluxe editions before the game is even released, and in some cases, that's before we've even seen gameplay. So, as I end off this video, I leave the question with you. What do you think we should do as consumers to demand more from our games, especially anime games and anime fighters alike? Because one thing I know for certain is within all of our friendship groups, we've all had that conversation about what the perfect anime game would be. And at this point, there's no excuse for us not receiving it. So I'll leave the question to you. Should we put our money where our mouths are and stop buying these anime games, or just keep spinning the roulette and hoping for the best? Thanks again guys for watching the video. If you did make it all the way to the end, make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
お前がいなくなればもう俺の革命を邪魔する者はいない。